Recently, the judge presiding over the case between Baldoni and Lively dropped a ruling that felt like a localized earthquake for both legal teams. Baldoni's side had been looking for a little favor, and they got it. The judge granted Baldoni's team a 1-week extension for filing pretrial evidence, moving the deadline from April 3rd to April 10th. Now, a week might not seem like much to us mere mortals, but in a trial this complex, 7 days is an eternity to sharpen your arguments. Why did they need the extra time? Baldoni's team is essentially playing a game of legal Tetris. They are waiting for the judge to rule on a summary judgment. If the judge decides to toss out half of Blake's claims before the trial even starts, why would Baldoni's team spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars preparing to defend them? It's a strategic stall that puts the ball firmly back in Blake's court. Rumor has it that the best thing that could happen for Blake Lively right now is for the judge to toss the entire case. Why would she want to lose her own lawsuit? Because it would allow her to walk away as the victim of a rigged system without ever having to sit in a witness chair and answer the kind of extremely uncomfortable questions that keep PR agents up at night. If the claims are so strong, why would anyone be afraid of the witness stand? Perhaps the most eyebrow-raising moment in this saga occurred back in June, and it's a detail that keeps resurfacing because of its sheer oddity. Blake Lively initially filed claims for infliction of emotional distress and negligent infliction of emotional distress. In plain English, she was claiming that working with Baldoni caused her significant mental anguish, humiliation, and frustration. Standard legal procedure dictates that if you claim emotional injury, the defense gets to see your medical records to verify the root and scope of that distress. It makes sense, right? If you say your leg is broken, the doctor looks at the X-ray. However, when Baldoni's team came knocking for those medical and psychiatric records, Blake's team did something unexpected. They dropped the claims entirely. Instead of handing over the records from a psychiatrist or a therapist, Lively chose to abandon the emotional distress angle altogether. This move has left legal analysts and fans alike scratching their heads. If the trauma was real, why hide the proof? Or, as some critics are asking, was there any proof to begin with? If the medical records were the first roadblock, wait until you hear about the secret phone that changed everything. If this were a movie script, the studio would reject it for being too unbelievable. We're talking about a sham lawsuit involving a company owned by Blake and Ryan Reynolds called Vanson. According to recent deposition details, there was a massive scandal regarding how Blake obtained certain text messages that eventually ended up in the New York Times. The story involves an ex-employee, a friend of a friend, who happens to be a stylist for Taylor Swift, and a very convenient timeline. During her deposition, Blake admitted she was alerted to the existence of these text messages in late August 2024. However, the subpoena to legally get those messages wasn't filed until late September. This revelation puts Blake in a tough spot. It suggests a level of calculation that clashes with the spontaneous victim narrative. It also leaves people wondering, who else was involved in this digital heist? And speaking of involvement, where has Ryan Reynolds been during all this legal turbulence? Behind every high-profile celebrity battle is a carefully curated social media feed. Recently, Ryan posted a sweet, nostalgic photo of himself and Blake on his Instagram story. On the surface, it was a couple goals moment. But eagle-eyed fans noticed something. The photo was old. Like, they look significantly younger old. This has led to a flurry of speculation. Why post a throwback when you're supposedly going strong? Flaw suggests that because Ryan has been spending so much time in the UK and wasn't present for a crucial settlement meeting where Baldoni and other producers brought their wives, the couple is relying on PR pivots to maintain appearances. As we move closer to the April deadlines, the tension is palpable. So, whose side are you on? What do you think? Does the sham lawsuit change how you view the It Ends With Us drama? Are you Team Blake or Team Justin? Or are you just Team Let's see the receipts? Drop a comment below, share this article with your fellow pop culture junkies, and let's get the conversation started. Don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories the studios don't want you to read.